Suki Waterhouse has slowly grown into owning her story. Although she's been writing music since she was 16, around the same time she was scouted by a modeling agency in London. She spent years too scared to share her songs. Instead, she focused on acting, landing roles in films like Love, Rosie and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Though she's now best known for portraying Karen in the 2023 adaptation of Daisy Jones and the Six, Waterhouse tentatively released her first track, Brutally, in 2016, but it wasn't until 2021, with the singles Moves in My Mind and A Deal with Sub Pop, that she fully stepped into the spotlight as a musician. Her 2022 debut album, I Can't Let Go, was a significant step in reclaiming her narrative. It featured deeply personal songs that explored past relationships and their lingering effects. Still, she acknowledges she had more growing to do. A journey she says comes full circle on her second album, Memoir of a Sparklemuffin, released in September 2023. The new record, Waterhouse says, is more confident, fearless, and resilient, with songs she would have been too scared to write before. One of them, Lawsuit, humorously details a group of women bonding over their shared experience with a toxic man. Others playfully acknowledge her past work and the public's perceptions of her, like the cheeky single, Model, Actress, Whatever. In this song, Waterhouse embraces her entire journey, brushing off the labels attached to her name with a shrug, singing, Call Me a Lover, Disaster, Whatever. Other half of my story is with me forever. Explaining the album's title, Waterhouse shares that she has always been fascinated by memoirs and other glimpses into people's real-life stories. It's such a gift when you get to read one, she says, her face lighting up as she lists some of her favorite memoirs, like Liz Phair's horror stories and Jane Fonda's documentaries. She loves the raw, intimate access memoirs offer to someone's soul and is drawn on that spirit for her own work. Model, Actress, Whatever is also about taking control of her narrative and refusing to diminish herself anymore. She believes in the importance of making art out of your truth, however messy or vulnerable. The song's music video reflects that message through humor, with Waterhouse playing an actress who gets criticized by her director for having a blank face, while simultaneously mocking the absurdity of Hollywood regimens with snail mucin smoothies and kombucha. I wanted to imbue the video with humor, she says, smiling. There's a release and freedom in poking fun at yourself a little bit. Listening to Memoir of a Sparklemuffin, Waterhouse appears far more comfortable with herself than she was in the past. She attributes this growth partly to getting older and reaching her 30s, a time when she believes misogyny starts to wane and self-awareness deepens. Now 32 and a new mother, Waterhouse points to her daughter as a source of empowerment and perspective. Motherhood, she says, has helped her feel more settled and focused. I'm really in love with my project and my family, she says, reflecting on how these dual passions have been deeply nourishing. Motherhood also influenced Memoir of a Sparklemuffin in more tangible ways. Originally, Waterhouse thought she had finished the album, but after listening to the 10-track record, she realized it wasn't complete. Determined to finish before giving birth, she set up a makeshift studio in her Los Angeles home and expanded the album into an 18-track double LP. I had a very physical deadline, she laughs, referencing her pregnancy. The limitations of being confined to one room for months turned out to be creatively stimulating for Waterhouse, forcing her to look inward and reflect on her changing world. You're very inspired knowing your world is about to change completely, she says, referring to the anticipation of becoming a mother. That introspective period spurred her creativity in other ways as well. Waterhouse started painting and writing letters to her unborn child. She also discovered a journal on Substack called The Moon Lists, which encouraged her to document her sensory experiences. Looking back on her entries, Waterhouse smiles at the small details that characterized her pregnancy, from the rainy Los Angeles weather to her obsession with cabbage and cinnamon tea. Although Memoir of a Sparklemuffin feels like a natural evolution from her debut, it carries a lighter, more romantic tone, where I Can't Let Go explored darker relationships. The new album celebrates love. On tracks like Big Love, Waterhouse traces her journey from difficult times to finding fulfilling love, a theme she's particularly excited for fans to hear. Songwriting, for Waterhouse, is a way of looking back at her personal experiences and charting her emotional growth. In August 2023, Waterhouse experienced a career highlight by opening for Taylor Swift during her Eras tour in London. Reflecting on the moment, she expressed gratitude for Swift's years of encouragement in her musical journey. Now, Waterhouse is preparing for her own US tour, eager to make it an immersive, creative experience. As she continues to grow into her own as an artist and mother, Waterhouse is writing the next chapter of her story, one she'll one day tell in her own memoir.